life and school are opposites. When you're being tested, your patience is running thin, you're feeling that frustration, that stress, ask yourself, what is the lesson I'm learning from this experience? Angry, ungrateful, demoralized, defeated, between where you are and where you think you should be, is not the best way to measure success. There's wins that happen every single day. Is there somebody that would like to come forth that is definitely taller than me and doesn't mind talking about it? I'm going to close my eyes because I don't want to single anybody out. I don't want to single anybody out. Ah, here we go. Close enough. What's your name, man? Aaron?
Yes.
All right, we've got Aaron. He followed the rules. He is definitely taller than me. All right, how tall are you?
6'2".
6'2", all right. Oh, okay. All right, not too bad. 6'2". So it's funny, I was the tallest person in my family. I have 3 siblings. My youngest sibling is 21. I was the tallest person in my family, and he just shot up. He's 6'1", and I'm like, how did that even happen? Right? But I'm 5'7", my dad is 5'6", my grandfather was 5'5", my mom was 5'3", all these great things. I was feeling great growing up. Like, I got the tall gene from somewhere, right? But I always wanted to be just a little bit taller. It's funny, who can guess the height that I prayed for? How'd you get that? Yeah, 5'10". I didn't even want to be 6 foot. I just was like, God, just give me 5'10", and I'll be good. That's all I wanted. So I can remember growing up, I would like hang upside down on the monkey bars and stuff like that, just trying to stretch my spine. I was like, that's how I got the 5'7". That's how I got the extra inch. But 5'10" was my ultimate goal. So if I were to stand here today at 5'7", looking up at Aaron at 6'2", and say to myself, man, I really thought that I would be 6'2". I really thought I should be there right now. How would I feel as I'm walking through life? Just throw some adjectives out. How would I feel? Angry, ungrateful, less than, demoralized, defeated. I have to walk around every day like, man, I could have been there. That's really what I wanted. And one of the reason number one, you stay here for a second, reason number one why good teachers stay stuck is because they focus on the gap. They focus on the gap and they say, I dreamt of 6'2". I dreamt of like this. Here's all that I am. This is all I made it to be. This is it. But what I've learned, I read this book called The Gap versus the Gain. What I've learned is that looking at the gap between where you are and where you think you should be is not the best way to measure your success. As a matter of fact, the way to measure your success is to measure your progress backwards against where you started, not forward against your ideal. So for me, it would have made sense to me to look at Aaron and say, man, I'm not 6'2". What makes more sense is to look back at little Daryl and say, man, I remember when I was just 19 inches. Clap it up for Aaron, everybody. Clap it up. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. One of the reasons why good teachers stay stuck is because we look at where it is we think we should be by now, where it is we think we should be able to perform, the things we think we should be able to do, instead of measuring backwards against where we once were. Because when we consistently look at the gap, when I was looking at the distance between me and Aaron, I'm always going to feel those words that you said. I'm defeated, I'm deflated, I'm ungrateful. Like, why am I not there yet? But we missed the progress. Can I just celebrate you for a second? There are so many of us that are doing such incredible things. That kid right there couldn't speak, couldn't walk, he couldn't travel, he couldn't do all these things. But look at me now, and look at you now. When you first stepped into a school building, a classroom, there were things that you did not know. I want you just to take a moment. You don't even have to say it out loud. Just take a moment and think back to some of the beliefs and ideologies you had when you first started this profession. Yeah, it's a chuckle. It's chuckle-worthy. Like, I thought names and checks were a good idea. What are some of the things that you quickly realized, oh, that's not how this goes. Oh, they don't do that in this country, right? This is different. What are the things, like when you measure backwards against where you started, that really helps you to appreciate how far you have come. So again, the book is by Dan Sullivan. I highly recommend it. It's called The Gap versus the Gain. It changed a lot of my mindset when it came, it's not even an educational book, it's just like a life philosophy. Just realizing, man, I'm actually done some incredible things and I should celebrate that. How do we transition that into the classroom? We focus on the gain, not how far we have to go, but how far we've already come. So how do we focus on the gain? 3 things. 1, envision where you want to end up. Where is it that you eventually want to go, eventually want to end up? It's fine to dream. It's fine to have that vision. Right? I was working with one of the teachers in my building this week, and I asked her, what is your dream classroom look like? What does your dream classroom look like? And she said, I don't know. I said, well, how are you going to know when you achieve it? How are you going to know when it's there? How are you going to know when to celebrate? Decide, what is your dream classroom? Are they up? Is it collaborative? Are they quiet? Are they sitting down the whole time? It's your classroom. What do you want it to look like? Envision where you want to end up. 2, then look back at where you started. Look back at where you started. And then 3, celebrate your growth. It's fine to envision where you want to be. Self-assess to see where you currently are. Look back at where you started and celebrate that growth. So earlier I had you reflect on it. Let's take a moment now, maybe 60 seconds. You can talk through this one. It doesn't have to be silent. Take a moment now and list 3 ways that you've grown since the beginning of your teaching journey. And here's the fun part. See, you guys are great students. You started writing already. And decide on a way that you are going to celebrate yourself for it this week. If you would like for your school district to be empowered as well, you can click the link down below and our team will reach out to you. It's funny, we laugh about it in a good way, but make sure that you do take time to really celebrate yourself. Again, in the book, The Gap and the Gain, it just talks so much about how we really look at the future or look out at things we have yet to achieve. You know, it's been instilled in us, right? It's in the Constitution, the pursuit of happiness. We're in constant pursuit of happiness, you know, but when do we stop and just say, man, look how far we've come? The analogy that they used in the book was if you're like on a shore and you look out to the horizon on the beach and you say, man, it's so beautiful, I want to go touch it. And then you start paddling your boat towards the horizon. You can paddle for miles and miles and miles and miles. You ever going to touch the horizon? No, you're always going to feel like there's more to go. But if at some point you turn back and look, you won't even be able to see the beach anymore. And I think sometimes we get to the place where we forget how far the beach was. Celebrate that growth, right? Not always looking out to how am I going to touch the horizon. I love it. So this is an activity to do later. That's why it says try this later. But a 4-step reset. Because I always like to, like I mentioned, to give resources. I didn't want to just say, all right, go ahead and measure against the gain instead of the gap. I want to give you a way that you can actually do it. You don't have to do it right now, but you obviously will be able to keep these. But look through this and try this, go through this reset. It has some prompts for you that you'll be able to fill in. Here we go. Here's an activity. What if you were to anchor your starting point, right? Reflect on your growth journey, not just your gaps. You can list 3 ways you've improved since the beginning. We've done that one. But what about capturing a daily win? Each day writing just down, what was a win today? I told you I'm a win guy, all right? Sometimes we're gonna talk about the volleyball team and like how amazing that they're doing. Sometimes we're gonna talk about the play, but maybe say, man, today, Jason was on time, right? He came in on time today. That's a win, right? There's wins that happen every single day. One of the things I started doing in 2018, and I did stop since then, so I don't want you to think that I'm this perfect guy. I did stop. But in 2018, I started every single night writing down one thing I'm grateful for that happened today. And it lasted for about 3 years before I broke my streak, and I don't remember what happened. But I still have the note in my phone. And every day for about 3 years before bed, I would just jot down, and I called it my gratitude journal. What is something that I'm grateful for happening today? For me, it served the purpose of reminding me how God shows up in my life. So that in the times where I feel like, we've been to those moments like, God, where are you? Why am I experiencing this right now? Why am I going through this? I can go back to my gratitude journal and remember that the same God that brought me through it in the past is going to show up and keep showing up for me now. So I remember on this one day in my gratitude journal, I had gone to IHOP. I was in college. I was in Huntsville. Right after college, I had gone to IHOP with some friends. And I told you I wasn't eating meat. So I ordered some mozzarella sticks because I had to eat meat. And they brought out my mozzarella sticks. And there were 4 of them. And then the waiter came back and brought another order of mozzarella sticks. And I said, "Sir, I did not order these." And he said, "Somebody did. You can have them." And I was like, I have 8 mozzarella sticks for the price of 4? I was so grateful on that day that I serve a God of abundance that can double my mozzarella sticks without me even asking, right? So every day is not gonna be some dramatic, amazing, but every day something happens that you could consider a win. What if you capture that every day? Number 3, reframe the flop. So a lot of time gains happen on the other side of challenges. Okay? So when something goes wrong, look for the lesson that can be learned in it. Look for the lesson that can be learned in it. There's a quote that says that life and school are opposites. Because in school, you learn the lesson and take the test. In life, you experience the test and choose if you want to take the lesson or not. Every time you go through a challenge, there's a lesson in that thing. When you're being tested, when your patience is running thin, you're feeling that frustration, that stress, ask yourself, what is the lesson I'm learning from this experience? And then lastly, track the teacher that you're becoming. Each week, reflect on how you are currently doing compared to how you were doing in the past. Success is not what you do compared to anybody else, it's what you do compared to what you are capable of doing. So compare yourself to what you used to be like in the past and track your growth that way. All right, so not something you need to do right now, but does this look like it would be a helpful activity for us to do? Yes. Go through? We can adopt potentially some of these practices. What's gonna end up happening is you're gonna notice what this video encapsulates right here, right now. I saw this video actually on Instagram maybe 2 days ago, and I was like, okay, yeah, I've got to share, I've got to show, because it perfectly shows exactly what we're experiencing right now. When you watch the video, he's talking about life, and I want you to think about life, absolutely, but I also want you to think about your educator journey. Let's check this out.
Wonder what my childhood self would think of me today.
If you take this marker, your childhood self will appear for 20 minutes.
Did you just read my mind?
Just go with it. Do you want to take it?
When I was a kid, I just had so many big dreams, I wanted to be an astronaut or a rock star, movie director. I don't know if I want him to see my life now.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Hey.
Are you grown-up me?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And look, buddy, I just want to say I'm not an astronaut. I'm not a...
Is this your apartment?
Yeah.
No way, we have our own place?
We do.
Do you know how to make grilled cheese?
Oh, yeah.
No way, that's awesome.
Grilled cheese is pretty awesome, even as an adult.
Can you drive?
Yeah.
No way you know how to drive. Can we go for a ride?
Yeah, let's go for a drive.
You can eat grilled cheese. Oh, and you can get your own beanbag chairs, and you can eat grilled cheese in them. And you can stay up as late as you want. Oh, you should get a sign for your place, like the one that's on my bedroom door. That'd be pretty cool. That's a great idea. You still come play in this park?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to grow up. Come on, let's go. Okay.
How many of us are currently living out some of the things that we used to pray for? And we're sitting here, sometimes we think to ourselves, man, I was supposed to be an astronaut. I want to be here, I want to achieve this, I wanted to do that. But when we measure back to where we began, we can be so grateful for our progress, right? There it is. And that is how we're going to wrap session 1, and we're going to take a little break, and we'll come back for session 2.
I help new teachers become the teachers they've always wanted to be and make the impact our students deserve. Because I've been there. I know what it's like to struggle, to feel like I'm not enough, but I also know what's on the other side. Excitement, fulfillment, and the ability to change lives. Every great teacher was once a new teacher, and new teachers are often excited and eager and anxious, but a lot of times new teachers lack the foundational skills of effective instruction. Every teacher that I work with, I carry them through this journey, helping them master the principles of effective instruction so that they know how capable they are. I can't wait to see these teachers enact their 1% amazing and make the difference that only they can. If you would like for your school district to be empowered as well, you can click the link down below and our team will reach out to you.